Hi, I here. This is a reading for the sign of Libra. We're going to pull two cards from the Thoth deck, and those are going to represent the energy that is currently surrounding you. What we see on the bottom of the Thoth deck is going to be your general energy. We're then going to pull 9 cards from the huge tarot deck and turn those over little by little to see what message or story unfolds. What we see on the bottom of that deck is going to represent the general theme of this reading. And once we get a sense of what the overall message is going to be, we're going to pull 1 card from the shadow deck to see what's in your subconscious energy. And then we're going to see what's on the bottom side of that deck to see what you don't see coming. So let's just see what happens. Okay, excuse me. So we are going to be tapping into the energy of Libra today. So let us see what messages or insights, things we can reflect upon. Let's just see what we can sort of uncover for the sign of Libra today. So if that is your sun, your moon, or your rising sign, however you want to identify or tap into the energy of Libra, use that to color how you interpret these messages. And if anything doesn't fit, that's okay. You can always take what fits, leave what doesn't. Never try to force anything. And if the message just isn't quite resonating with you, that's okay. You can always check your other signs. Or you can just stick around and see what's going on in the world of other Libras. Okay, so let us see what we get today. Let's get one more good shuffle in here, and then we'll pull 2 cards. Again, these will represent the energy that is currently surrounding you. And the underside of the deck will represent your energy. Excuse me. Okay, let's see what we get. Okay, so we're going to pull 2 cards for what's going on around you, and your general energy is the 5 of Wands, strife, conflict. Perhaps you have some ideas that are bubbling inside of you that you are trying to balance, or perhaps you are in some level of conflict with other people around you. But I see something that is sort of giving you a restless energy, and you're trying to balance that out and make some sense of how to navigate forward through what feels like a fairly chaotic experience. So this isn't necessarily a bad thing. You need some level of challenge to be able to grow and test the things that are your limitations, but that doesn't mean that it feels great. So again, this could either be how you are feeling internally, or this could have something to do with the people in your environment. But some level of conflict and competing forces are making you either feel restless or just sort of testing you to see how you can sustain yourself when you're being, again, I guess I can keep saying the word tested, but something is coming sort of externally around you and is trying to poke and prod you and make sure that you're really doing the best you can. Again, whether this is internal or external experience, there's sort of, you probably feel like there's things coming at you from all directions that you're trying to balance. Is the vibe I'm getting from this. So let's see what is surrounding you. Yeah, that makes sense. Prince of Swords and success. Okay. Yeah, I think this is probably maybe a little bit of both, but more an internal experience than anything else. With the Prince of Swords here, you see in this card that he is trying to navigate forward. He's trying to drive this chariot, and there's all of these little smaller people around him that he's trying to keep in control. So these, as you see, are sort of like a fragment of himself. So there's all these different versions of him that are all sort of moving in different directions. And if he's going to navigate forward, he needs to get all of those ideas in alignment and under some level of control so that he can then move forward and actually have some... he needs to sort of come into like a nice calibration of all these different competing energies, pull them all together into one, so that way he can... with that unity, it'll allow him to actually move forward rather than just staying stuck and getting pulled in a bunch of different directions. So I think that's what's competing inside of you. Is it's not necessarily other people, but things that are weighing on your mind are pulling you in different directions, and you're trying to make sense of how to pull all of that together so that you can have some sort of control over what you're either experiencing or feeling. And over here, we have success. So, right, that's, I think, fairly straightforward, is this idea that you're trying to pull everything together so you can figure out a plan, so you can figure out the right way to progress forward and be successful in whatever it is that you're trying to do. And this is a good sign that, you know, the work you're doing internally in your mind is going to probably be able to manifest into some successful project or foundation that you're trying to build. Whatever it is you're trying to get in alignment for moving forward, you're trying to collapse all the clutter and noise and get it nice and unified so that you can be successful in whatever challenges are being presented in front of you. So that feels really nice. Let us see what the Huge Tarot deck has to share with us. So this is a traditional Rider-Waite style deck. This is my oldest deck. I bought this long before I knew anything about how to read tarot, and again, it's a very traditional style deck, but I've just always liked the art in it. So I've been using it for the last 2 cycles of readings to sort of sketch the narrative side of the messages that are coming through. So we're going to pull 9 cards, and we're going to turn those over little by little to see what kind of story is unfolding for you, and get some context for the energies that you're fighting against, or perhaps some solution to how to get through this conflict. But again, the general idea that I'm seeing so far is that you are experiencing energy pulling you in a bunch of different directions. And if you want to be successful, you've got to get them in alignment and use that to channel all of that so you can move forward with whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. So let's see the plot of this story. Okay, that feels good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the theme of this reading is the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, so I think you're trying to start something. You're trying to build for the future, I think. I think you have an idea of what you want the rest of your life or the next era of your life to look like, and I think you are trying to get things in alignment so you can be ready for whatever that is going to be. So I think the Page of Pentacles is here to represent you. So these are sort of 2 sides of you, I'm feeling. This is what's going on inside of you mentally, and this is you trying to take all of that energy that you're trying to pull together and keep unified so that you can start building something presumably for your future or the future of those around you. And you're guided by the idea of success, but that's going to take work. So that work is going to come in the form of trying to keep under control all of this, you know, conflict and strife that is sort of like just creating clutter in your mind. Oh, we start with a Tower. Okay, so something intense has happened or is about to happen for you, and I think that is why you have all of this energy pulling you in all these different directions. Something has come unexpected, dropped into your life, and now you're trying to figure out how to pick up the pieces after whatever this intense sort of unforeseen event was. I think you're going to be able to be successful, but that's why you're feeling this strife, is that something you were not expecting, something you thought was going to be a sustainable foundation has broken for you, and now you have to figure out what to do with that broken foundation. So we have a 10 of Swords and a 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, so whatever this is, this hit hard. This was not a pleasant experience. Something that you thought was always going to be there has come to some, not just a sudden end, but a very painful ending. And as this Tower has come down, you've realized that something it not only has to be let go, but this is a permanent ending of something. And now it's the idea of what do we do in this aftermath. And as we see a 5 of Pentacles over here, the aftermath is not going to be easy. Now the 5 of Pentacles is a card of short-term struggles. So whatever this event was for you, it's not going well in the immediate, but you need to keep in mind that this is not the way it's always going to be. Things are difficult now. There's struggle happening now. A painful ending has occurred that you did not foresee and were not ready for, but you will be able to get through this. You just have to collect your thoughts, keep your eye on the prize, and you will be able to get all of this back in control and be successful. Easier said than done, though, right? uh, right, okay, here's a bit of a change in tone. We have a Page of Cups and the Magician. So with the Page of Cups, this is some new creative spark, I feel, coming out of you. So in the aftermath of this, it's going to inspire you to try something different. You're going to do something that you weren't expecting, that you probably would not have thought to do if this Tower moment had not occurred for you. And this is this is something that's going to feel very powerful to you emotionally. This is not just going to be an option that you're going to take for practical purposes. The Page of Pentacles is the person who's going to take a practical approach. The Page of Cups is going to do something out of the love or the creative juices that get flowing through whatever this new direction is. So I think you're going to take a nice creative left turn to react to the situation. And the Magician here is going to be what you are also going to be channeling as you're taking this left turn. You're going to start creating the world around you in a way that best fits what you are really wanting to do with your life. You're not just going to take an option that's presented to you. You're going to take a more assertive role, and you're going to use the new ideas that are coming to you in the wake of this disaster as a jumping off point for creating a better future for yourself. So the Page here is representing you actually getting started in some project, but the Magician is sort of the energy that you're channeling from this inspiration that you're pulling from the Page. So I think some idea has probably come to you in the wake of this, and you are now sitting down and trying to figure out how to make that idea not just an idea, but something real. This is you in the sort of planning stages, and where we're headed is after we're planning what we want to do, we're going to start sort of getting ourselves prepared and ready. Like, maybe you signed up for like a boxing match or something type thing, and this is you sort of thinking through what needs to be done in order to make this happen. This is you going through the training process of actually trying to get mentally ready for this experience, and then this is you really putting in the physical work once you've gotten into alignment with what you're trying to accomplish. So feels very good. Stressful, yes, but positive future. And, well, look at that. We have 10 of Cups right in the middle of everything. So you are guided by a vision of what you see as the best possible future for yourself. You are going to manifest this future using the tools and gifts that are given to you. It is something that is going to be inspired by what almost probably feels a little bit like divinely inspired. But again, what this is really all coming from is a disaster has struck, a painful ending occurred from that disaster. You have been sitting in a period of uncomfortable distress over it. You're trying to get through this strife, but look how positive this middle row is. We have the Magician, the Ten of Cups, and the Page of Cups. The aftermath of this is going to feel much better than the initial immediate situation that unfolded as this occurred, whatever this is for you. But you're going to feel empowered to really create the best future for yourself instead of just letting this, be a burden on you. Here we see the Page of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles. Again, this is putting in the work. So this is putting in the mental work of getting your ideas sort of together, getting a clear vision of where you want to go. The Magician is you then using your ideas to build a plan for what to physically put in the world. And the Eight of Pentacles is you physically putting that work into the world, taking the time to practice. You've done the mental work, or you're going to do the mental work, and then once you figure out what needs to be done, you're going to put in the time and the effort to make sure it's done properly. And here with the Page of Swords, whatever this thing is that you are trying to build, this future that you're moving yourself into, this balance that you're trying to create for yourself, this is you trying to sort of keep yourself safe in the process of doing all of this. Maybe you're not letting everyone around you know yet what this process is, but you know it's something that's important for your personal development, and so you're ready to take action and to push into this. But I think there's a certain level of you trying to keep it sort of isolated in your personal bubble for now until it's ready to be shown into the rest of the world. You're trying to figure out how, as you develop whatever these new skills or whatever this new opportunity is, how to carve out a place where you can make that actually happen in the world around you. So this is you putting in the work to get the task done. This Page of Swords energy is you being a little possibly on the defensive side of trying to make sure that all of this goes smoothly. So I think you're probably looking at how you fit in with everything around you and making some adjustments, not just internally, right? This is all work done internally, but this is you doing some external work to make sure that the environment that you put this into is something that will be receptive to it. And it may not initially be, you may not initially be surrounded by people that understand or are in alignment with whatever you're doing, but you're making an effort to try and communicate and that to those people so that you can then move forward into a future where the things, once you've built them, or the tasks, once you've learned how to perform them, are going to be accepted and received in the best possible manner. That's what I'm getting from this card. I hope that makes enough sense here. Again, this is you sort of like carving out the bubble in which your work is going to be presented while you're doing the work. You know, this is like making sure that you've manicured the garden properly in which you're planting all these seeds. And so once, you know, you can plant really beautiful plants, but you can put them in a big chaotic mess. This is you trying to figure out the best way to order all of these tasks together, so that way when people come in and they see it, that initial experience of what you've done, the work you're doing on yourself, is received in the best possible fashion. You want to make sure that it's not just good for you, but that it's received properly as well, is the idea I'm getting from this. So let's see then, our next card is the Judgment card. So once you've done all this work, once you've gotten through, you've overcome this challenge, you've been inspired to put in the time to recalibrate and fix and refine and grow whatever you want to do past whatever this initial setback or a triggering event was for you. The Judgment card is the final leg of this, where once you have worked on yourself and built this thing, you're going to be able to put it out into the world, and it's going to be like a rebirth for you. You are going to be able to walk around and present yourself in your world in a way where you are confident about who you are and what you have done. And I think it's going to feel really good. This is the actual implementation of the success that's guiding you. So again, you're dealing with a lot of conflicting energy that's pulling you in all sorts of directions. You've got some rough event that set this all in motion. The first row looks very painful. The second row looks very positive. It's inspiring. This third row is then the work of actually doing what was inspired in this. So this Ten of Cups here, I should have said, is in particular the vision you have for the best possible future of what you want to accomplish. This is what you're headed towards. This is another sort of shade of the success that's over here in your general energy. This is the guiding idea of what you want to achieve. This bottom row is you putting in the work, and when we finally get to the Judgment card, the work is going to be able to be put into reality, and the ending that came from the Tower, that death, is then going to be replaced by a rebirth of the Judgment. And we have a literal angel here calling out to say, you know, look, this has happened. We have succeeded. We have taken this seed, we have planted it, and we have created something great from it. So that feels really nice. This is a really good turnaround from what starts off as sort of a rough situation. So let's now see what the Shadow deck has to share with us. So we're going to pull one card from this. Okay, so let's see what is going on in your unconscious energy. Let's see what's rattling around in that head of yours. See what you're not quite aware of, although it is guiding you nonetheless. What is hiding in the back of your mind? Let's get one more good shuffle. All right. The Emperor. Yep, I think what is happening here is you are coming into your Emperor energy. I think there is an Emperor inside of you that is not quite ready to open up and come out. That's what the Prince of Swords is trying to accomplish, is to pull all of the energy that makes him strong, all of these conflicting forces that are leading to this sort of being fractured and not quite in alignment of all the things you're capable of doing. But once this judgment occurs, you're going to be able to embody the power of the Emperor. So it's inside you. You don't fully experience it yet because you need to do the work to tap into it and bring it into reality. But that's what the Magician does. He takes the potential, the ideas, and he manifests them as something physical. And that's what you will eventually become. This inside energy you have will eventually become who you are going to be, but it takes work, and you have to make sure that you're carving out a proper place around you so that when you are channeling this energy, you're able to use it effectively. That doesn't mean like isolate yourself in an insulated bubble per se, but make sure that you are surrounding yourself with the right types of people and the right types of experiences that are going to allow you to grow and flourish. That's really what I'm trying to say more with this card. So you're going to empower or be empowered by you are going to be empowered with the energy of the Emperor. And what you don't see coming is the Tower. Maybe the Tower hasn't happened yet. Maybe whatever this triggering event is that's going to really shake things up has not yet happened for you. Or perhaps you might be tested by some other Tower experience. But, every time one of these events happens, I think you're taking a step back and reflecting upon it and trying to make some sense of what to do in the wake of these destructive experiences. So keep an open mind, stay positive when things get tough, and learn to recalibrate properly so that you can become the biggest and best version of yourself that you're capable of being. So that feels pretty good. I hope you enjoyed this, Libra. As always, I hope that you can like the video, leave a comment if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you have not already. And if you know other people who might enjoy these videos, please feel free to share them. But yeah, I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.